Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with another exciting video for you and your family and friends. Today we are talking about sciatica 101, all about sciatica, how to deal with this. If you're new to these videos, as always, my name is Dr. Sandy, going into my 24th year of practice right now, being a chiropractor. If you've been watching for some time, welcome back. And as always, let's jump into it. It goes without saying, I really hope you're learning from these videos, you're getting value from the videos. If you are, like, share, subscribe, and again, let's jump into it. So, what is sciatica? So, sciatica is a nerve that actually runs on the back of the legs. It's both on the left and the right side. The purpose of this nerve is to help the leg move. It gives sensation, it's giving you information, and it's a very large part of the nerve system. So I actually have a model here, and I'm going to show you what we're actually talking about. So this is a full skeletal model looking at the sciatica nerve. So it runs through the back, and if we look over here now, depending on the anatomy book you might be looking at, it's basically like lower lumbar, so like L4, L5, and then it kind of runs through over here in the sacral area, so we're talking like S1, S2, S3. So again, there might be some variance in that, but basically it originates from here. It runs all the way through the legs. It's usually going to show up either on the left or the right leg. We have a sciatic nerve on both sides, but sciatica is when there's pressure on that nerve. And then if you talk to someone who's gone through something like this, it's very, very painful. So we do see patients regularly who have these issues. And I can tell you just by looking at their faces, it's very scary. It's been described to me as like a shooting sensation, electrical sensation. It's very painful. Of course, like anything else, there's a spectrum. Some people might have a mild case of sciatica. It may actually even just dissipate over time. And then some people can have this reoccurring episode that every once in a while it shows up. And always, what we preach in chiropractic, what I try to teach my patients as well, is that you always want to be proactive. So you want to take care of the body before the symptoms even show up. But if they do show up, you're getting a reoccurring symptom in the same area, I please ask, take action, get it assessed by a professional. And honestly, guys, I'm going to say this to you. Go to any professional where you feel comfortable. If you want to contact us, 905-896-3393. You can call, you can text. We'd love to do an evaluation to see if we can help. But the name of the game here, I believe, is conservative care. And is there a time and place for drugs? Yes. Is there a time and place for surgery? Yes. I think most of us can agree, though, that those are always the last resort. It just breaks my heart when I see that someone is suffering for so long. Conservative options are not even viable because they're so, it's just, there's too much damage, there's too much pain, they can't function, and they end up going for surgery. And while that can help, I think we can all agree that the spinal cord is such a sensitive, delicate part of the body that, again, surgery should be a last resort. So we want to be proactive, take care of it. So let's go a little more into that nerve. So it is at the base of the spine. It does go into the leg, and it has a very powerful purpose. The purpose of it is to give information. So if there's compression on it, the pain can show up, as I said, like a burning, electrical. Oftentimes you'll hear numbness, tingling, words like that. And it can actually affect how much power is going through. So if it's compressed, it's actually hard to walk. It's hard to move. It may be limping for some people. For some people, they might not be able to get out of a chair, or better, they need assistance. And again, this is something where if we can catch it early enough and if we're proactive with the body, we can really help minimize the chance of this happening. And if it does happen, get out of it very, very quickly. What are the things that can cause this to happen? Usually it can be a combination of some arthritis or a disc that's pushing on those nerves that are causing irritation, inflammation. But I can tell you, and I'm going to say this with a high level of confidence, unless someone got into something traumatic where they fell down or they got hurt or something like that, at least when I've talked to my patients who've experienced it, they've had a history of it. They'll say something like, yeah, it was kind of mild. I could kind of deal with it. It would last for a few hours. I'd put on some heat or ice or whatever they did. I did some stretching. It would go away. But it's usually a story that it just got worse over time. And if you think about the human body, it is so forgiving. It's always trying to work with you. It's always trying to give you warning signs saying, it needs help. It needs help. And we should listen to those signs. When you have pain in the body and it's reoccurring in the same area, same intensity, or getting worse over time, your body is asking for help. And I would believe as a steward of the body, taking care of the body, you need to take care of it. Why wait till it gets worse and worse? And look, your work's always going to be there. Family's always going to be there. We're all busy, especially if you live in North America. Just everyone's busy around the world, actually, these days. And we owe it to ourselves. Take care of your body on a proactive basis. And especially when you get those early symptoms, if you take action, I keep saying this again and again, your results will be much better. Something natural like chiropractic, you can expect really good results because you didn't wait till it got so bad. So to me, that makes perfect sense. So the disc, the arthritis, there's something also called spinal stenosis, where the spine itself is almost like gripping and pinching the nerve as well, which is can be very intense. And what are some of the things that can cause this? So as I said, in an extreme case, someone falls down and there's an injury or something like that. But usually it's a very subtle thing that develops over time. So I want you to pay close attention. If you use a computer heavily, if you drive a lot, you are probably in a very, very high risk category. Please, if you're listening to this, take breaks, go for walks, do stretches to prevent this issue from showing up. But anyone who is sitting for most of the day is going to be at high risk for that. By the way, if you have a history of chronic low back pain, you're even in a higher risk of showing up sciatica, because a lot of people will say there's a connection with that it started with low back pain, turned into sciatica. So people who get low back pain, you're at a higher risk of getting sciatica. So we want to be proactive. Maybe there's a job where there's heavy lifting. Maybe you're helping your friends with heavy lifting. Be very cautious. Maybe you're not even helping anyone. You're just at home doing heavy lifting. Please be mindful. The spine is precious. It's powerful. It can be your friend, but if you don't take care of it, it can be just a nightmare. So maybe if you're lifting something heavy, be smart about it. See if you can handle it. See if 2-3 people need to help you. And honestly, sometimes it's worth paying the money. Call a professional who knows, who is strong enough to lift those things. I think sometimes we're like, oh, what's the big deal? I'll just do this. I don't need to call anyone. Those people who come to lift things are trained professionals. That's all they do. They have the proper gear, the way they're strong. That's what they do all the time. So that investment can really save you a lot of heartache. So please just, take care of your body. Another thing that's interesting too that you wouldn't expect, but also when women get pregnant with the additional weight gain, that can stress the system, also causing sciatica. And in general, for anyone, heavy weight can stress those nerves and also cause sciatica. And one thing you will always hear me say, if you look at the people who started the profession when they were researching and they were looking at it as a whole, they would always talk about the diet affecting it. Trauma is obviously physical, but the big one I want to stress to you is stress. Stress causes contraction of the body. It causes contraction of muscle groups. It leads to inflammation. It just makes things worse. It breaks down the body. It's a negative to the body. So what could happen is maybe there's someone who hurt their back one time, but now they have a stressful job. Home life is stressful. So they already have a weakness in that area of the spine, but now they're exposed to stress, and that stress will go to that part of the spine with more inflammation. The muscles are contracting, the disc can get irritated, and the next thing you know, the back pain is now turned into sciatica. So be mindful of stress as always. Practice prayer, meditation, breathing techniques, anything you can do that helps you manage stress. Maybe it's listening to music. Whatever works for you, but you have to have a regular ritual you have to manage stress. And what I'm going to also do for you as well, I have a video on some stretches you can do if you have sciatica, something to alleviate it. So please look into that as well. And just be aware that sciatica is something that there are natural options like chiropractic. And again, if you'd love to at least get a checkup, a spinal checkup, just to see if we can even help, and you're looking for something natural, you can text or call us at 905-896-3393. There are solutions, but I would say to you that, chiropractic is awesome, but if you wait too long in very severe cases, natural things like chiropractic or exercise or stretching won't work, because the body has a limit. We have to remember that. While chiropractic is powerful, we've helped so many people over the years. I feel so blessed saying that. But there's limits. If someone waits way too long, the only option may be injection, medication, surgery. And again, I respect those tools, but it should be your last resort. I think natural as a first line of defense, as a first line of acting on a solution is smart with the human body. And then if that doesn't work, then there's more aggressive options. So chiropractic is powerful. It can help. And I'm getting to the point now where, when I see sciatic cases, I feel confident in a lot of times that I can help those people. I've seen it over the years. And I don't want people to suffer. It's not a way to live. It's a very debilitating type of condition, and people deserve better. So, as always, in chiropractic, in our office, we are talking about optimal performance. You deserve the best. The stronger and healthier your body, the better your life will be. The two go hand in hand. If you don't have your health, if you're not feeling strong, you can have all those other areas of your life going well, but if you don't have your health, you can't have a good life. You need both. You need to be strong and healthy to have a good life. Always remember that. You deserve the best. Take care of you. Take care of yourself, and God bless you. Dr. Sandy signing off.